Hello everybody, thank you for joining us. Today we'll be drawing a hand with and showing the fingers in a cascading sort of placement. So something that goes like that, but we'll show it like that, like as flat as possible, resting on the surface or on a piece of, in this case we have a paper, but so this is the surface on which the hand is going to be resting. So we are going to put down a universal shape that is something like that. So let's put in that, and we'll put in this shape here. So it's like a turtle shell. It's a head, square head with a round shell, sort of like that. But then we're going to put in details here. So we are going one at a time. So let's actually put some knuckle structure in so that we know where the fingers will be and as we go through this exercise. So if the fingers are like slanting. So not sure how this really helps in day-to-day hand placement, but it can be helpful when we're putting it as part of an action sequence, and maybe even just showing the hand in the air. It looks more expressive. So let's do sausage work. So, but before that, sorry, we'll draw some lines. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and that will probably vanish just there somewhere. So we're going to, of course, we might expand this entire set. So we're going to draw ourselves some sausages like we always do. If you would care to check out our other videos, we have employed this method before. So there's some foreshortening. The index finger appearing to be quite formidable against the other fingers in terms of size. So there's 1, 2, 3, and right here, right close next to it, 1. We have to make sure that the slant goes somewhat like that in the middle joint. So 1, 2, and 3, and then 1, 2, and 3, and then the smallest finger pretty much vanishes, and here the slant has to be like that on the knuckles. So 1, 2, and it would vanish somewhere there. 3. The thumb in this exercise, so let's bring this down first, and then just pretty much one bent thumb right there. And we're going to put some framework into this, and to do that we're going to grab ourselves a marker. I would really recommend the exercise to be finished off with a pen, because it will be definitely more helpful in case of mistakes. So there are the thumb lines. We're just showing a bent thumb from this angle. Skin folds right there, going into the knuckles. And the knuckles not very prominent because they are all stretched out. Especially the last one just cascades like right down. But right here, yeah, there will be some prominent knuckle placement here on the index finger, and we'll let the finger lines area be more prominent because it's like bent slightly forward, and that happens by instinct, or I guess it happens with the anatomy. that is a little too close, but so we'll put the thumb right there. So it's like bent backwards a little bit, not too much. And then we could put in some knuckle structure there too, but we have to show the cascading finger lines ending up like somewhere there, and then transitioning into the last part like that. Let's make this area more prominent where the middle joint is, and then we go to the last finger, again the middle joint right around there. Let's make that a little more prominent. And the little guy, middle joint, not necessarily lined up like that because it's really small and it vanishes right there. And we have the hand, the butt of the hand will be there, and of course there will be some shadow, there will be some tone that is going to define that. You could do this by putting in just a bit of crosshatch in areas which are away from the light. So hence we are just going like that, and this is very quick, this is very casual, but it can be, as mentioned earlier, really expressive and really instrumental in terms of having it as part of a perhaps another illustration. Perhaps let's say that we have a person pushing a set of papers. Let's say that we are drawing a comic sequence, so illustrated graphic sequence for any set of purposes, perhaps a comic as I mentioned, and we could show that he's just thrusting a bunch of papers forward, and the hand might assume that particular position when carrying out that action. So having that anatomy does not really hurt. Let's say, here's the paper right here, a bunch of papers that are being pushed forward, and of course we would line that up with the corresponding tighter shadows right here. But there's one quick way of doing this. So we put out content every day, so please subscribe, keep in touch. Thank you for watching. Have yourself a wonderful day.